The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. The universe does not behave according to our preconceived notions. It continues to surprise us. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is as it is and why it exists at all. However bad life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. I have noticed even people who claim everything is predestined, and that we can do nothing to change it, look before they cross the road. The universe is governed by science. But science tells us that we can't solve the equations, directly in the abstract. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Quiet people have the loudest minds. One cannot really argue with a mathematical theorem. The increase of disorder or entropy with time is one example of what is called an arrow of time. Something that distinguishes the past from the future, giving a direction to time. We are in danger of destroying ourselves by our greed and stupidity. We cannot remain looking inwards at ourselves on a small and increasingly polluted and overcrowded planet. I am just a child who has never grown up. I still keep asking these how and why questions. Occasionally, I find an answer. There is no unique picture of reality. The universe is not indifferent to our existence, it depends on it. I'm not afraid of death. But I'm in no hurry to die. I have so much I want to do first. People who boast about their IQ are losers. We are all different, but we share the same human spirit. The whole history of science has been the gradual realization that events do not happen in an arbitrary manner, but that they reflect a certain underlying order, which may or may not be divinely inspired. The black holes of nature are the most perfect macroscopic objects there are in the universe. The only elements in their construction are our concepts of space and time. The downside of my celebrity is that I cannot go anywhere in the world without being recognized. It is not enough for me to wear dark sunglasses and a wig. The wheelchair gives me away. We are on the threshold of a new era of synthesis. The universe may be less like a great machine and more like a great thought. Time travel used to be thought of as just science fiction. But Einstein's general theory of relativity allows for the possibility that we could warp spacetime so much that you could go off in a rocket and return before you set out. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. The past is what you remember. Imagine you remember, convince yourself you remember, or pretend you remember. The universe doesn't allow perfection. I regard the brain as a computer which will stop working when its components fail. There is no heaven or afterlife for broken down computers. That is a fairy story for people afraid of the dark. Science is not only a disciple of reason but, also, one of romance and passion. The only way to predict the future is to have power to shape the future. I believe things cannot make themselves impossible. The thing about smart people is that they seem like crazy people to dumb people. It is not clear that intelligence has any long-term survival value. Although I cannot move and I have to speak through a computer, in my mind, I am free. The universe does not know whether a particular region of space is empty or full of matter and radiation. Women. They are a complete mystery. The greatest scientific discovery was the discovery of ignorance. If aliens ever visit us, I think the outcome would be much as when Christopher Columbus first landed in America, which didn't turn out very well for the Native Americans. Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking, and its greatest failures by not talking. We are in danger of destroying ourselves by our greed and stupidity. We cannot remain looking inwards at ourselves on a small and increasingly polluted and overcrowded planet. The only question is whether humans can develop the will to reverse this trend. The most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. The universe is governed by science. But science tells us that we can't solve the equations directly in the abstract. The increase of disorder or entropy with time is one example of what is called an arrow of time. Something that distinguishes the past from the future, giving a direction to time. People who boast about their IQ are losers.